What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6, episode 5. So we start this episode off. Ashley had the baby boy. He's healthy. She's home. His name is Dylan. He's cute. Yada yada yada. Okay. Then we meet up with Mia. She's going on a picnic down to the park with the children. They're all color coordinated and got on matching outfits and all of that for just a little leisurely day down to the park, honey. Okay. But we talk about, Mia talks about trying to create a work home balance. You know, she asked the kids, does it bother you when I'm not home? Does it bother you when I miss things? And they're like, yeah. Like, what were they supposed to say, Mia? No, mommy, we understand that you're running businesses and you miss baseball practice. Like, kids don't care. Kids don't care and kids don't make that connection. And she was like, well, why do you think mommy does it? And they were like, so we can have a nice house. You know, like they. And she was like, but it's not just that. And I'm like, girl, at the end of the day, listen, I ain't mad at you. And I understand as you. First of all, you're not a single parent. You have a husband, but okay, you're trying to be this boss. You know, you're trying to do all these things, and unfortunately, it is a hard balance, and you're gonna have to figure it out. Your husband telling you that you need to figure it out. Now you done heard it from your churn, and she said something about what she's got to understand that they don't care about that, and that's not what's important to them. Is the finer things in life, but I just came from, we know her story. She came from foster care. So then the kids go play and she starts talking to her husband. And again, we hear her talking about her relationship with her mother and how she just doesn't understand that her mother didn't have motherly instincts. Well, let me say this, and I'm not defending this woman's mother at all because I don't know nothing about this woman's mother and I don't know nothing about their relationship. But this is two things I'm going to say. The first one I'm going to say is your mother had a drug problem. They're not the same. Like you can't put normal social norms on someone who is always injecting poisonous chemicals into their bodies. Like their mindset is not the same. Someone who is constantly high or trying to get high. And I'm not talking about weed and stuff, but we're talking about heroin, we're talking about crack, we're talking about cocaine. Like these are dangerous, dangerous, poisonous substances that you are constantly injecting in your body. And that is dangerous. And so for you to say, well, I don't understand why she couldn't be a mother to me. I don't understand how she could leave me for months at a time to go live with, to go out there and do, because them drugs had her. She wasn't in her right mind. Like you can't hold that standard. Again, she's your mama, so you can hold her to it. I get that part. But I'm just saying we can't equate it. Yeah, does that make y'all know what I'm saying? The second thing I'm going to say is some people just don't have that motherly instinct. And I know that society tells us that once you have a child, it'll kick in. And women are born with that instinct. They just don't know it. That's not true. It's not true. If women had that motherly instinct and all women, once they got pregnant, it just kicked in, we wouldn't have abused children. We wouldn't have abandoned children. We wouldn't have children in foster care. We wouldn't have, we wouldn't have all those things if every woman just had that thing that kicked in that made them a good mom. We wouldn't deal with a lot of the things we deal with in society. Like, that's just not true. So, again, we've got to stop telling that story, too, because that story is false. Anyway. But I understand as a child doesn't care about none of that. A child just want their mama. A child just want their mama. So I guess at some point this season, we're going to get a conversation between Mia and her mom because they keep talking about it. And she keeps talking about needing to talk to her mother and getting an understanding. So I guess at some point they're going to have that conversation. Then we meet up with Candace, who was packing for her trip down to... They're going to go to Williamsburg for the weekend. And of course, they like ain't nothing in Williamsburg. Listen, I've been in Williamsburg a lot of times. There really isn't anything in Williamsburg exactly. But Williamsburg is a nice place to go if you want to just relax. That's what Busch Gardens is. For those who don't know, that's like an amusement park. So if you want to go to Busch Gardens, that's down there. They also have like the Williamsburg, nowadays it would be frowned upon. But when we were kids, we took the trip down there and we did the reenacting of colonial Williamsburg. They have like the people dressed up in the clothing of the day. And they talk about what life was like in the colony of Virginia. Um, again, we probably would frown upon that these days. Probably isn't something we would, you know, brag about. But even as a kid, whenever I went down there, I was like, we're the slaves. I mean, if we're going to talk about what was going on down in the colony of Williamsburg, where it was the slaves. Needless to say, they didn't have the slaves. They knew not to go that far. They got an outlet mall down there, which of course I'm sure these ladies wouldn't be caught dead at the outlet mall, but they got a nice little outlet mall down there. But it's nice and relaxing. They got little shops and little things like that. Now, if you go about 40 minutes further south, you're in Virginia Beach. So you can stay in Williamsburg, and if you want to go to the beach, you can go to the beach. If you want to go down to the Hampton, Virginia Beach area, it's not too far from Williamsburg. But anyway, they're packing to go to Williamsburg. Candace is, hosting the trip. They're going to get them a nice little Airbnb, and the ladies are coming. She's talking to her husband, and he's reminding her of all the things she has to do when she gets back. Like, we're going to shoot the video for your single. We're doing this. We're doing that. He says, did you invite Ashley? No, I didn't invite Ashley. I forgot. Listen, at the end of the day, child, we know you don't see it for Ashley. You don't want to spend no time with Ashley. You don't want to invite Ashley, even though you really supposed to be inviting Ashley, because I feel like that's part of your contract, but whatever. So he tells her, listen, because she said, well, didn't she just give birth? I'm sure she don't want to be bothered. He was like, invite her. Like, just invite her. Invite her. She don't. She does not invite her. Next, we see Giselle went to go visit Ashley and the baby. We get to see baby Dean, and we see Miss Ashley, and they're talking. They get to talk about pregnancy things and things that happen when you're pregnant. Listen, I don't care. I was never pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant. Don't care about what happens to your body when you're giving birth. Shouts out to all the women who have done it and done it multiple times. No. When I was younger, I used to be like, I think I might want a kid, but I don't want to be pregnant. Like, I never wanted that experience. See what I'm saying about people not having a motherly instinct? I don't have it. I don't have it. I never wanted the experience another body growing inside. I did not. Nope. Anyway. So, of course, Giselle was like, well, did Candace invite you to Williamsburg? And Ashley was like, yeah, no, I haven't heard from Candace. Like, I ain't heard from Candace about nothing. Because, of course, she had to tell her about the little slumber party. And, of course, Ashley wasn't invited to that either. Now, the way they did the editing, they made it seem like Ashley went into labor that night. I feel like Ashley didn't go into labor that night. I feel like they spliced it together like that to make it look like that's why she wouldn't have came anyway. But I don't think so. No, I don't think Ashley gave birth the same night they had that slumber party. But, okay, whatever. So Giselle gets Ashley to agree to come down for one day. Ashley was like, I ain't staying the whole weekend. Yeah, I know I ain't doing that. Staying away from my children like that. But okay, I'll do the one night. Okay. Then Giselle brings up the rumors about Wendy's husband. Now, let me go off. Let me come outside of the episode for a second. Y'all know I normally just talk about what I see in front of me. But on this one, I got to talk about it for a quick second. Giselle brought this rumor up before, and they edited it out for whatever reason. I don't know if they didn't want that smoke. I don't know if they didn't. I don't know why, but they edited it out. So Giselle brings it up again in another scene at another time because I guess she really wanted to make sure that this was included and this was going to be a part of Wendy's storyline. Neither here nor there. I guess we're going to talk about that at a later date too, okay? Y'all know Giselle is the messy, essy, busy one. Then we find out that Giselle, she also is talking about how Wendy never has on any clothes and how, this season Wendy's it's just not the woman they met. It's just not who they used to, and she just don't know who this woman is. Let me say this. I said the same thing that I feel like every chance Wendy get. I feel like I have heard more about Wendy's new boobs than I heard about Wendy's 4 degrees. Like, I really feel like that. But at the end of the day, too, it's like, listen, she paid for them. She want to show them off. It's like when you get a new purse. You're going to carry that purse every chance you get to carry that purse because you bought it. It was expensive. You got you that new Louis Vuitton, that new Gucci. you know, and you want to carry it because you want everybody to see that you got a new bag, and you're going to find every chance to carry your new bag. Like, I feel like it's the same thing. She just carrying them here. I mean, when she get used to looking in the mirror and seeing her new body, she'll stop showing it to us. But I understand what Giselle is talking about. Now, I'm not going to equate it to, I mean, when we met her, she was just a nice professor. And, like, I'm not going to do all that because I'm not going to put that on her like that. But I am going to say that, Wendy, we have seen you have naked a lot this season. And we only 5 episodes in. Yep. Anyway. So then we see Wendy having a conversation with her husband about trying to blend her worlds. Like, I am a doctor, but I listen to trap music. Like, I'm a professor, but I like to wear, revealing clothing. Listen, this is what we've got. And again, as somebody who is in education, I had a principal one time who used to say that the students and the parents seem to think that at the end of the day, we just go into some underground tunnel and we live under the school until it's time to come back to work. It's like they don't believe that we have lives when they see us out in public. It's like, oh my goodness, you're at the grocery store? Yeah, I'm at the grocery store. Oh my goodness, you go out to eat with your friends? You're at a restaurant? Yep, I'm at the restaurant. And you've got a drink in front of you? I'm over 21. I do drink. So I think that we as a society have this weird concept that we put educators almost like on the same level as we put like a priest or a pastor. Like, I didn't take no vow of nothing. I only took the vow of teaching your children. I didn't take a vow that I wasn't going to drink alcohol. I didn't take a vow that I wasn't going to smoke a cigar or cigarette. I didn't take a vow that I wasn't going to cuss. I just took a vow that I was going to teach your children. And so I understand where Wendy is coming from with saying like it's an unrealistic expectation of what society expects from us. So anyway, then they got to talking about the candles. Listen, this is what I can't wrap my brain around. I cannot wrap my brain around that Wendy is this clueless when it comes to starting a business. I understand that everybody doesn't have a business mind. I don't have a business mind, and I've had to seek out help when I'm trying to do things as it relates to things dealing with my YouTube channel and things I want to do and that kind of stuff. But Wendy, you have to know that you need a mission statement. Wendy, you have to know that you need a business plan. Wendy, you have to know that you need to find investors, that you and your husband cannot bankroll what you said you're trying to create an empire. You want to be on the level of a Martha Stewart. Listen, I don't have a problem with somebody with a PhD saying, listen, I want to go and I want to create candles. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because again, it can become a multi-million-dollar business. And we know you ain't making that kind of money in education. So I'm not mad about that part. But what I am mad about is that y'all want us to believe that Wendy is this clueless. And I can't believe that. I can't accept the fact that Wendy is this clueless. Now, maybe she is, but I just can't. I can't wrap my brain around that. Now, that's just me. Call it what you want. But her husband basically told her to get it together. Okay? So then we have the Green-Eyed Bandits meeting up with Miss Mia because they're going to have a do-over. And again, this is where my problem with Mia comes in. Because Mia, I feel like, again, you pulled you pulled Giselle to the side at the sleepover and was like, can we just start over, because I didn't mean to be rude, and I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for it to come off rude. But when you was talking to Karen, you was kiki and kai about the fact that you were giving it to her, you was being a boss bitch, and you was this and you was that. You absolutely meant to be rude. You meant for it to be rude. So now you're backpedaling and pussy popping a little bit on this one, okay? So Mia shows up at the little joint in a evening gown and a little faux fur a jacket situation, and I'm thinking to myself, girl, where you going when you leave there? I mean, Robin got on some jeans and a blouse, and Karen got on a little jumpsuit. Like, where you going when you leave there, girl? Anyway, they get to talking and everybody apologizes, whatever. And then she explains why she is the way she is. And she goes and tells them her story about being in foster care. We learn a little bit more about the story that she, was living with her father her father and stepmother. And he was abusive. One night there was a fight. She tried to break up the fight and he threw her into the TV. So she had glass all over her back and, cuts and scrapes. The next day at school, somebody saw it, reported it to a teacher. And of course, we are mandated reporters. We have to call CPS. And she said that was the last day she went home. But earlier she said something about the fact that she doesn't like that people say she's a lot like her father, and I'm thinking I wouldn't necessarily want to be compared to him. But anyway, her and Robin were able to bond because we know, if you're familiar with Juan Dixon's story, both of his parents died. They were drug addicts, and both of them died of AIDS. And Mia was like, yeah, my dad, he died of AIDS as well. So they sort of bonded on that. And they had a chance to sort of talk. And they were like, see, this is the Mia we like. I mean, we like this Mia. I don't know about the other Mia, but this is the Mia we like. And, okay, girl, we're going to build on this. Okay, yada, 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 boo, boo, boo. So we're getting ready to go down to Williamsburg. Okay, we get on the party bus. Everybody meets up at Candace's house. And we get on the party bus. Of course, the party bus got a pole. Of course, Giselle and Karen are still not speaking. It's like icicles dashing across the bus at each other. Wendy shows up, and again, she has on a very, flashy and revealing little outfit. And of course, Giselle got to say something to her sidekick about that. Of course, we got to have the pole moment where everybody tries to get on the pole and do a little pole dance. Of course, Mia blows them out of the water. Mia had the nerve to say she ain't never been on the pole before. Mia, stop it. You and your husband probably got a pole in one of y'all's houses, okay? Bedrooms, okay? You absolutely have a pole. I'm sorry. You have a pole. I don't believe you don't, okay? And the way you work that pole lets me know that you got a pole. Because you work that pole, okay? But we headed down to Williamsburg. We get to Williamsburg, and y'all know how we got to go through the whole, we picking out our rooms and this, that, and the other. Child, they picking out their rooms. And then Robin and Giselle had decided they wanted a particular room. Mia said that she wanted that room. Mia had chosen that room. They put her out the room talking about something. We're going to move you downstairs. I said. And see, that's the shit we talking about, Robin and Giselle, when we talk about how y'all are bullies and how y'all team up against each other. How y'all going to put that woman out the room she had already chosen? That Candace told her she could have. It's Candace's trip. How y'all gonna tell her, well, no, we're gonna take that room? If that ain't some old hazing type shit, I don't know what it is. The house is gorgeous, of course. Y'all know they're gonna put them in a nice house, child. House is beautiful. So we get ready to have lunch. And, Giselle's gonna say, well, does anybody feel like they need to apologize before the trip gets started? Girl, Karen was eating her food. Karen was like, you talking to me? She said, Giselle, apologies need to go both ways. She said, I already apologized, which they showed that she did apologize in the group text for her behavior at the dinner party down to the house, Wendy's house. She said, I did apologize. She said, but I'm waiting for an apology from you. And of course, here go Robin. You know she didn't wish death on Ray. You know that's not what it was, Karen. Again, that conversation don't have nothing to do with you. That is between Karen and Giselle. I'm so sick of Robin butting into a situation that ain't her business. But Giselle didn't wish death on Ray. She didn't. Like, you just taking, you really are causing an issue where there is none. Like, you really are. You just don't like Giselle, and that's your reason. Because you just, that's it. They get to arguing back and forth again, child. And here go Giselle. I want Ray to live. I want Ray to pay his bills. Girl, Giselle, you don't even be trying. You don't even be trying. You don't even pretend to try. You don't even pretend. Okay? Anyway, child. That's what it was. They get to arguing again, and pretty much that is where the episode ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.